watching KGUN-9 on your side. News at 6.
U of A scientists have a green light for a space flight that could help us understand how life formed on Earth or save our planet from destruction. The U of A team just got NASA's approval to build the flight hardware for OSIRIS-REx, a space probe that will orbit an asteroid, grab a sample, and then bring it back to Earth. It's an exciting milestone for a mission that's already been in the works for 10 years. Not in Your Side's Craig Smith talked with the mission's leader to get an inside look at the preps.
Guy, by passing a rigorous NASA review, OSIRIS-REx is cleared to go from plans and blueprints to hardware. That hardware will head to an asteroid called Bennu to learn more about early life and maybe ways to keep an asteroid from snuffing out life. OSIRIS-REx is to ease into orbit around an asteroid named Bennu,
which is one of the most potentially hazardous asteroids known to humanity. We're going to determine its orbit and all of the small forces that deviate its orbit as it moves through the solar system.
Dante Loretta is leading the mission. He says measurements from OSIRIS-REx could help scientists learn to change an asteroid's course from a life-threatening hit to a life-saving miss. After orbit, the mission has even more delicate moves. The spacecraft is to ease down and touch down with sort of a space vacuum cleaner, then pick up a sample in hopes rock isolated in space for so long will have frozen a snapshot of the early chemistry of life. Then the arm pushes the probe away.
It's a pogo stick, so we have a spring in this forearm here, and that's going to be part of the energy we use to rebound off the asteroid surface.
OSIRIS-REx heads home after that to bring the first asteroid sample back to Earth. A lot of the precision required will be built in here in the clean room, where U of A scientists will build some of the cameras OSIRIS-REx will fly. The clean room required us to dress like surgeons, so not a single hair could float onto a sensor. To make sure instruments survive the harshness of space, equipment here will heat test items to as hot as boiling water and chill them to almost 300 degrees below zero. A trip to the contractor who will assemble the entire spacecraft made Bashar reflect on where his work will be going.
We all found ourselves staring at the various bits of the spacecraft in awe, contemplating that within 2 years they would be launched out into a place where no human can survive.
Now, this sort of exploring takes nerve and patience. Launch is set for 2 years from now. The probe arrives at the asteroid 4 years from now and brings back that sample 7 years from now. Some very tricky things have to go right within that timeline. That's why space scientists often say their work is a lot of boredom interspersed by spells of sheer terror.
U of A is big on this stuff.
They are very big on what's called planetary science. It goes back at least to when they helped train the Apollo moon landing astronauts. They are much more active in a lot of that work than some universities like Harvard or MIT, for instance.
It is exciting. Thank you, Craig.